About our YouTube land, comic book fans. Why does no one give a shit about 2000 AD in 2017? I'll tell you why. Because it used to be a big deal when I was a kid. No one gives a shit about 2000 AD in 2017 because the people producing 2000 AD don't give a shit. So why should anybody else care? If the people putting the comic book out don't really have any passion for it, then it's not going to automatically materialise in the world of the comic book biting public. If you're not passionate about something, don't expect anybody else to be passionate about it either. I use as an example to what I've just said this comic book here, the 40th anniversary special of 2000 AD, because it's really throwaway and really bland, and it's probably the least interesting thing I've read in. I always say that. I say this in my comic book videos. It's the worst thing ever. Worst thing ever. It's just I wouldn't say it's the worst thing ever. It's just another bland comic book in an era where bland is the norm. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 stories in here, and the level of creativity is, ranking it from 1 to 10 is maybe 1 or 2, about that. So yeah, some of the art's good. But I'm not into art appreciation. I'm not buying comic books to look at the pretty pictures. I want some story there as well. I want some idea, some exploration of the human experience, or just social commentary, or anything. Just give me anything to get my teeth into. And reading the 40th anniversary special is just so bland, so throwaway, so completely irrelevant that it makes you wonder who's reading this shit, who's buying it. Is it just me? Is it just me? Honestly, is it just me and the relatives of the writers in 2008? 2000. I always do this. 2000 and AD. I think it's a child. God, messing my words up. Itchy nose. I think it's a childish thing. I think I always referred to it as 2000 and AD when I was a kid, and that's sort of carried on as I got into an adult. But it's 2000 AD. It's just completely irrelevant, and it was so exciting when I was young. It was like a naughty thing. It was so irreverent, so rebellious. That's the word. You felt like, wow, these guys are really getting away with something here. And when you read it today, I don't get that sense at all. And one of the stories by Pat Mills, obviously the famous Pat Mills, been around for a long time, says something to me about this. Here we go. I'll just read it out. One panel. It's about Mex Quake, all right? And the robot is talking about how he's been reprogrammed because he's not politically correct. Listen to this. Mex Quake reinvented himself today. He's a kinder, equal opportunities, gender-sensitive, politically correct robot. And that's the problem with these comic books. You can't be rebellious if you're 100% in line with leftist consensus. And what is leftist consensus? It's the university system, it's government, it's schooling, it's corporate culture, it's the diversity quotas, it's BBC, it's living in a white country and watching your television set almost 50-50 white people and United Nations from all over the world. It's about not saying anything about that, saying, yeah, it's okay. We'll completely change the culture of our entire country because we don't want to be called racist. It's that. That's what 2000 AD is. It's, don't go against this. Just go along with the programme and call yourself rebellious anyway. No. You're not rebellious. You're not rebellious. If you go along with the cultural programming of your times, you can't call yourself a rebel. You don't get that privilege, or one of your favourite words, privilege. You don't get that privilege anymore. If you go along with multiculturalism, if you go along with making white countries less white because you don't want to be called racist, you're not a rebel anymore. You are a BBC newsreader. You're a Sky News reader. You're working for the Times newspaper. You're working for the Guardian newspaper. You're working for as the supermarket, as a I don't know, in the diversity section there, where you are looking to get more females in managerial roles. That's who you are. And if you work for 2000 AD, that's what you're doing. You are just pushing the same agenda which has been pushed that's been pushed since the 1960s, and it continues to really fuck up the West badly, and enlarges the welfare state and creates ghettos all over the cities, because there is no multicultural melting pots. People don't get together like you want them to. They stay in their little communities because that's human nature. That's what people do. Look in a university canteen. People are not mixing. You have a table full of Greek people, Spanish people, Chinese people, lonely white people. Can I join you, please? Can I join you, please? No, you can't. But multiculturalism. Yeah, joker. So, 2000 AD, a really boring comic book because it's following politically correct mandates of the culture of our times. If you want to be rebellious, 2000 AD, start. You're not going to do this. I'm not even going to finish the sentence, are you? There's no point. You're not going to do it. You're going to remain irrelevant because you are compliant. And videos like this, where I'm ranting about 2000 AD, are going to remain the only time 2000 AD even gets mentioned on the internet today, because nobody else gives a shit, because it's not doing anything and it's not trying to do anything. So, end of video. 40th anniversary of 2000 AD. Is it going to reach 50? Maybe. Like, limp across the finishing line. But does anyone give a shit? Nope, because 2000 AD doesn't give a shit. So, end the video there. Thanks for checking my review out, and that wasn't a review, it was just a rant. I'll trump you later. See ya.